What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be discussing a sort of a what if of DeAndre Jordan that could really much happen, and what I'm going to go with for a theory for the Los Angeles Clippers to trade DeAndre Jordan to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now you're probably wondering, why would the Milwaukee Bucks really need a player that can't shoot free throws, has such a liability on the offensive end when it comes to hacking them? Well, here's the direct reason why I believe this trade will happen in ways, and how it really just does make sense. Now, as we all know, there's been lots of times where the injury of Jabari Parker is the very only uncertainty of the Milwaukee Bucks last year. I think lots of people aren't really going to be considering the Bucks that much of a contender for a championship this year or in the very much upcoming years because of what happened in the playoffs last year, where they lost to the Toronto Raptors in the first round. But if you did not know, Jabari Parker did get hurt last year with another ACL problem once again, and with that he'll probably miss majority of this year, or most likely all of it, depending on how he recovers on that. But you're probably wondering, then why would the Clippers want Jabari Parker? Well, obviously he did average 20 points per game and have very great stat lines as far as his ability to score on the court. The one issue with him is, of course, the health, but that's a risk that they'd be willing to take. As for the trade for DeAndre Jordan, I believe that they will trade away Jabari Parker, most likely a backup point guard that they have like Gary Payton II or something, somebody with some young youth to them, and probably a first-round draft pick, considering the fact the Bucks are very much a very well organized team, as they had one of the best defenses last year and have such good length and size to them. With the loss of Chris Paul during the offseason, obviously that caused a very big disruption in the Clippers organization, where I believe that they will figure out that they're not really much a playoff team this year and will try to rebuild a little bit, at least as far as being able to get some future talent in there, while they have Blake Griffin very much being the star of the team. Now, obviously, just 2 years ago, DeAndre Jordan signed a big deal with them, and if he doesn't come out very much emerging as a superstar type player, I don't see them very much keeping him, as they'll trade him for most likely what I just mentioned before. And the reason why this would make enough sense for the Bucks to go for DeAndre Jordan is the fact that this adds another defensive player, somebody who can rebound. But they also would have Greg Monroe, who can take over the place of what a usual problem of a DeAndre Jordan would have to your team, which would be having to get rid of your center from the game, because you would already have a center that can take the place of DeAndre Jordan during those situations. And towards the end of the game, when they cannot do a Shaq type of rule on DeAndre Jordan, then he can come back in the game and very much affect the game with his rebounding ability, defensive stop, and of course his ability to come off of offensive rebounds and alley-oop dunks, causing very much a problem with smaller teams such as Golden State and a small up roster of which the NBA is heading into. And like I said before, we obviously know the fact that the Bucks are at a point where they very much underachieved last year due to injuries that had happened. But if you get rid of the one question mark you might would have and be able to move on with a player that you know will be able to be there and have a consistent roster, you'll be able to have chemistry. And not only that, Middleton was also unhealthy towards the playoffs as well, as he had missed over half the season with his injury. Now, obviously, this would add up a very great lineup with who I believe is going to become the MVP this year. Not me, the Greek Freak, but Giannis Anteokoumpo, which is obviously had a great NBA debut with 37 points, and just showing that fact that he could be easily another person that really just is a threat with triple doubles and just great on both ends of the court, which is something that we'd really much would like to see. So guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.